that the Congress declare that since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan on Sunday, December 7, 1941,
and every night there were searchlights searching all the barbed wires.
a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
Sturdy like Mount Fuji watching over Japan, the Panama Hotel watches over Seattle's Nihonmachi, our very own Japantown. Jan Johnson maintains the 102 rooms inside, each one a perfect preservation of the past, open to the public.
I'm just passing through like the custodian.
Many can tell by its original 40s furniture, carpet, and light-filled architecture that Seattle's Japanese-American history lives in these details. But the basement of the Panama holds secrets only a few know about.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Below street level are items left behind by Japanese Americans forced to leave their homes and enter internment camps during World War II. The move was so swift, the Panama Hotel became a temporary storage facility for people in the area.
This should all be a museum.
Johnson had no connections to Japanese Americans 38 years ago when she bought the hotel from its original owners, Mr. and Mrs. Takashi Hori.
When I said I wanted to buy it, I had no credit, unemployed, single, female, Caucasian, was going to buy this building downtown, and never had a hotel or a business. But I just knew it needed to be saved, and it still needs to be saved.
It's not just the Panama. Other hotels in the International District hold key narratives for Japanese Americans.
This is a picture of our before we returned from camp.
90-year-old Shikichi Takeda grew up in the International District.
My parents ran a hotel down there called the Cadillac Hotel, and so that's where we lived.
When Takeda was 8, Executive Order 9066, signed by President Franklin Roosevelt, ripped his family away from the Cadillac Hotel and sent them to Hunt, Idaho, to concentration camp Minidoka. Many Japanese Americans from the Pacific Northwest were imprisoned there for years.
We were surrounded by barbed wire with sentries, and the sentries were manned by U.S. Army personnel, and their guns were facing in towards us.
When the family returned to Seattle after nearly 3 years, they had nothing, nowhere to live. To get back on their feet, they turned to another hotel. This time, a makeshift hotel inside the Japanese language school that's now also a cultural center in the CID.
Mom and Dad's 2 bunk beds were put together right here.
Nicknamed the Hunt Hotel, it housed over 20 families. What is it like when you come here?
Here?
Yeah.
This is my home out of the camp, so it's nostalgic because it helped me get started in the city life.
This one room was the kitchen.
Kurt Takeda, Shikichi's son, says he didn't learn about his family's traumatic past in detail until well into his adult life. When Kurt was in school, he says his teachers whitewashed the racism that took place.
This was never taught in school. No. I wrote an article in a journalism class when I was a senior in high school, and I said it was a concentration camp. Journalist teacher said it was never a concentration camp. There was never machine guns or guards.
Kurt says experiences like that, the rewriting of history, make keeping the truth even more important. Even the stories inside the most modest of Seattle hotels need to be preserved.
You leave people with blanks or gaps in the history, and if they don't learn from their previous mistakes, they're going to repeat it.